Welcome back to SA Political Lens. Today we're unpacking a revelation that's got law enforcement circles buzzing. KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Mkhwanazi says Fadil Adams, leader of the National Coloured Congress and a sitting member of Parliament, got his hands on intelligence information he wasn't cleared to see and then misused it.
Before we get into that, let's take you back to July. Remember General Mkhwanazi's explosive press conference that shook up SAPS and exposed alleged corruption networks? Fadil Adams wasn't impressed. Here's a clip of Adams calling that briefing a, quote, a threat to South Africa, end quote.
Chair. Thank you, colleagues. One police general makes an allegation, commissions, ad hoc committees. I'm surprised you didn't bring the FBI in here. 3,000 colored boys die every year. Nothing. But I wanted on the record today that the National Coloured Congress appears to be the only party that has not fallen for General Mkhwanazi's scam. We must ask the valid questions. Why is a fine young officer like Bonginkosi Dlamini locked up on 2 case laws that don't exist in the province that is governed, so to speak, by Mkhwanazi? Why is the killer of Sandiso Makaka willing to speak in court but prevented to? He claims that policemen drove him from the scene of the crime, the same province run by General Mkhwanazi. We speak of the whistleblowers. I am the whistleblower in this case. He's a reactionary. I do not want protection because all of our citizens are vulnerable. Tonight, 10 more of our sons die on the Cape Flats. Where's the commission into this? The NCC supports this ad hoc commission, but the NCC places on the record in advance that the whole criminal cabal that runs the South African police services will fall by the end of this. Thank you.
Fast forward to now, and the general is turning the tables. He says Adams had access to classified intelligence and used it in a way that undermined the task team's work. Let's listen to what Mkhwanazi revealed about that.
With that in mind, then let's turn to page 56 under politicians and specifically Parliament. Please explain the contents of your paragraph 165. You explain how you intend to deal with this issue.
On this specific paragraph, Commissioners, I want to focus my address in part to the role that is played by Mr. Fadil Adams, who is a Member of Parliament. And in briefly, I will also touch on the role played by Ms. Colin Barnett, who is a member of Democratic Alliance.
At 166, you summarize the concerns you have regarding Mr. Adams.
That's correct, Commissioners.
Can you read that into the record so we appreciate?
The main concern with Mr. Adams are mainly 2. The first one is the unauthorized access to the intelligence information and his reckless use thereof. The second one is the abuse of his...
Apologies, General. At this stage, because there are specifics about individuals who, according to the General, are implicated, I think I should place it on record and make this public announcement.
Yes, Chair.
That because of time constraints, as I understand from
Indeed.
the evidence leaders, and on my understanding, the statements having been finalized the day before the hearings, it was not practical for implicated notices to go out timeously and before the hearing, but the evidence leaders have undertaken that notices will go out. Transcripts of the evidence relevant to each implicated person will also be sent out to the implicated persons. So in that sense, the implicated persons will not be prejudiced. They will be able to have a look at the evidence that has been led, and indeed even the statements themselves will be shared with the witnesses for them to consider their positions and to address the implication insofar as it relates to each one of them as best they can. So they will be afforded a full opportunity as to...
Yo, that puts Adams right at the center of a very uncomfortable conversation about who gets access to sensitive data and why.
Exactly. And while Adams hasn't been found guilty of anything, the allegation alone raises serious questions about oversight and accountability in the intelligence space.
Nzansi, we'll keep watching this tug of war between Nkanta and Adams. Drop us your thoughts. Is this political pushback or a real threat to the integrity of the police task force?